John, it became a Texas standoff. Your thoughts on how this whole issue was handled tonight regarding the train?
Well, it's always bothered me, John, about the procedural rules that citizens have to follow. I missed a procedural rule by a few hours, and my documents were left out of your view and the citizens' view. In my view, citizens don't have to follow any procedural rules. We have a charter fundamental right to communicate with our elected officials, and we shouldn't have to follow some procedural rule at all. And I think it's absolutely wrong. They've got these procedural rules that handcuff us. We're drowning in procedural rules, and we can't get to substance and our fundamental rights.
You talked about a letter that the Hesses wrote and some emails. Where did you get them from? What do they say in essence?
Well, I wrote my delegation, and I hadn't talked to Andy since January, and I called him, and after I wrote my delegation, and he provided me with the emails and the letter, and the letter from his lawyer, and the letter from the town saying they don't want the train anymore. After telling everybody, hey, we are adamant, we want the train. I mean, the letter says it all. You know, the letter from the CAO of our town, David Smith, to Andy was, take your train, we don't want it.
Now, if they have these emails, when will they make them public, or will they ever make them public?
Well, I think they should have made them public when I filed them. And the
Hesses, on behalf of the Hesses, why haven't they made them public?
Oh, I don't speak on behalf of the Hesses, but I have them, I filed them, and the important thing is, the town had the letters. The town council and mayor had the letters and had them in the closed meeting, which no one knows what happened there, but they had them there, and they had them at the time of the public meeting. But they will not allow citizens to see what they've seen, and that is a tragedy. I think it's despicable, I think it's shameful, and I think it ruins democracy. These procedural rules ruin democracy, but we should be able to see everything the town has. There's nothing privileged or anything else about these letters. They should be part of, it's a major problem or issue in our community. It's 30 years of iconic #1 attraction in our community, and citizens should see what the negotiations have been, and they, in essence, were misled by, oh, hey, we gave them a lease and they didn't sign it. Well, they gave them all kinds of letters and letter and all kinds of emails saying this is the stuff we want to do. We want a 5-year lease. They've been passionate for 30 years. They wanted another 5-year lease, and they were going to do all kinds of improvements, and citizens never saw it, and they're still not seeing it.
How can people see these emails?
Write the council. Right, the council and the mayor.
Are they prohibited from being published by anywhere else?
Right now, they're prohibited. Okay. And I can't make another delegation on this for 6 months under another procedural rule. How is that possible in any democracy? It's just nonsense. These procedural rules are written by bureaucrats, elected and unelected, and to protect the bureaucrats, the elected officials, particularly from hearing from people they don't want to hear from. And that's what I think is just a travesty of justice, contrary to the charter.
So do you feel you were censored tonight?
Censored, absolutely. No question in my mind about it. I can't say enough bad things about it. I'm a citizen, and as a citizen, these people work for me. They work for all citizens. And you can imagine if somebody, just a worker on the line at Ford Motor Company, told Bill Ford, the CEO, to go fly a kite, he wouldn't last very long on the line. That's the same thing here. These people work for us, and they just power corrupts, absolute power corrupts, absolutely. That's the definition here, I think.